In a day and age where a lot of AAA games exist solely to take your money and give you a mediocre product in return, RGG Studios is a breath of fresh air, delivering quality games every single time, the majority of the time. Like a Dragon Gaiden, I'm Not Reading All That is the best example of this to come out in 2023. Gaiden follows Kiryu as he takes the role of an agent for the Daidoji faction, except he's abandoned his name and his past in exchange for protecting the ones he loves. Kiryu who? Nobody is supposed to know who he is thanks to his sunglasses? I guess. But everyone does anyway, and I think that's really dumb. It would be more special if only like 2 or 3 people knew who he was, but basically everyone in the story does, and I don't like that. The story starts out really slow, but picks up near the end and delivers a really strong finale. It fills in a lot of the gaps that 6 left open, such as people have been calling this Yakuza 6-2 because both games are shorter, which I'll talk about in a second, and are the finale to Kiryu's story. And I kind of agree, but not really since these games are very different from each other. Yakuza 6 is very clearly a Yakuza game, and Gaiden feels more like a Judgment game. I think I'm the first person to ever say that. It only took me about 13 hours to beat the game, which is really short compared to other Yakuza games. And that includes me doing a lot of the side content too. Speaking of the side content, it exists. The way side quests work in this game is different, and I don't know if I like it. So basically, when you want to do a side quest, you need to go up to this lady. Her name is Akame, by the way, and she'll be like, "Shut up." Pick a side quest from the list. Kiri, Juri. The guy will be like, "Huh? What even is this? Are these even words? Huh?" Then you go out in the world and do the thing. Side quests have always been scattered throughout the world in other games, and in this game, they all start here, and that's the part I don't like. What I do like is how funny some of these side quests are. There's one where this lady returns. How old is she? There's a ChatGPT reference that I thought was really funny. There's a bit where he says this, and Kaito and the other guy are here too. Along with the side quests, you have the classic mini games like darts, pool, and slot cars, which are always nice to have. Karaoke adds a new song with Onomichio, who is the best mascot ever. Something else that's new to this game is the castle. Look at it. Anyway, the combat. The castle is one of the most visually stunning areas of any Yakuza game. You can gamble your money away. There's a fighting arena, which I'll get to in a second, and you can dress up how you like for the first time in the series. I like to go with this outfit. He's literally me. The fighting arena lets you fight against strong opponents for a lot of money. The main attraction is the hack, pardon my French, Team Rumble, where you can make your own team and play as any character you want. This includes Majima, Saejima, Daigo, DLC required, Kaito, Yappy, Sugira. Why is he moving like that? He looks like he's drunk or something. And Hammerhead. Who's Hammerhead? I don't know. As far as how fun they are to play as, they all suck. Just play as Kiryu. His combat's a lot of fun in this game anyway. Oh look, another convenient segue to the next section. I'll get to you. Gaiden has 2 fighting styles, Agent and Yakuza, and they're both a ton of fun. The Agent style is the first one you're given, and it's insane. It's a more fast-paced style, and it's easy to juggle enemies with it, but the main attraction is the gadgets you can use with it. The Firefly is a homemade cigarette.
Oh, these aren't homemade, they were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs.
The drones are drones. You can summon a ton of them and have them go after the enemy. They're fine. The shoes let you fly across the ground, but are barely functional if you're not locking onto someone, which is honestly more fun that way. And finally, the wire. You can bring in enemies and finish them off in one hit over and over, which is how I like to take care of groups of enemies in the wild. Or you can send them flying like Whee! The Yakuza style is the exact same as 6's and Kiwami 2's, but it actually works. It feels like your hits actually do something, and it's a ton of fun to charge up moves and send people flying. Both of these styles also have really good music to go with them. Here's the Yakuza one. And here's the Agent one, which is my favorite. While we're here, let's talk about the rest of the soundtrack. RGG has made some of the strongest soundtracks in gaming. Does that include Gaiden's? That's fine enough, but compared to other soundtracks that RGG has made, it's kind of weak. There are a few standouts, like the fighting style ones and Assault. But a lot of them kind of blend together or are just kind of mid. It does a good job of making you feel like an agent, which is what you'd expect. But I kind of wish there was more variety than just, this is Agent Joryu, I'm infiltrating the base. Lol, okay. Okay, while editing this video, it's starting to grow on me. Of course it would. This game introduces a bunch of new characters, most of which I enjoy. I won't go too in depth to avoid spoilers, but Akame is funny, Hanawa is decent, Nishitani is exactly how you'd expect him to be, Shishido is cool, and I don't remember much about this guy. I played this game on PS4, which runs at 1080p, I think, and 30 FPS. Even on PS4, it still looks visually stunning. There's so much detail, it's insane. There's so many insane things about this game, it's insane. This is the first game from RGG to use HDR. The colors are more vibrant because of that. Can you tell? because I can't. My only complaint was the load times. Some of them were really bad, like Sonic 06 bad, but other than that, it ran pretty good. Overall, it's a strong game. The gameplay is a ton of fun, and the story fills in the gaps left behind after 6. And the fact that it was made in only 6 months leaves me beyond excited for what Infinite Wealth has in store, which I assume took way longer to make. Should this be your first RGG game? No, there's a lot here that only someone who's played through all the games can truly understand, like the finale for example. I won't go too in depth about it, but if you were to play this game first, you would say, wow, that's pretty good. But if you play through all the other games, it's more like... That's about as in-depth as I can get without spoiling anything. You're more than welcome to play this game first. It's not like I'm gonna go to your house and be all like, oh, don't you can't play that one yet! That being said, I think it would be a disservice to your experience with the Yakuza series if you were to start with this one. Even if you only plan on playing a single game in this series, I still wouldn't recommend it because 0 is such a strong entry and is quite frankly the perfect place to start. So, that's it. Or is it? After you beat the game, you can play a special demo of the next Yakuza game. It gives you a small taste of what Hawaii and the story have to offer, and it leaves you excited for the actual game. This guy is going to be a great villain. But is it just me, or does he turn like an animatronic here? They fixed the only negative about the combat, which was that you couldn't walk around, but they exchanged it for another negative, that being the dumb blue lighting. I hate it. Why does it go all blue like this? The only other negative is... well, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to say.
We're breaking the law.
I would talk about it, but I'm pretty sure everyone's already talked about it to death at this point. But at least there's this.
If you ever need a rough...
So yeah, the demo did its job, and I'm excited to play it. Not excited to pay $70 for it, though. There's just a part where I talk about the spoilers, so if you don't want to get spoiled, then go away. But before you do, though, subscribe, please, 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 please. Alright, here I go. Hey Lois, let's abolish the Omi Alliance. What's with the lighting at the end here? It's all dark in the cutscene, but then it just gets really bright when the combat starts. This is also the case for the final boss. They probably did this so you can see who you're fighting, but they didn't have to make the change in lighting so drastic. I think we should have played as Kiryu for the rest of his parts in Like a Dragon, especially the fight with Ichiban. They probably did that to save time, but it would have been cool to see. Kuroda's acting in this scene. Wow, some of the best I've ever heard. He did an incredible job. We needed some sort of closure from the kids, and I honestly like that they didn't use Haruka, but instead they used Ice Kick and Ayako, who we don't really care about, but are still super important to Kiryu. I don't know if I like that. It seems too convenient to the plot to just throw that in there. Who at RGG took a good look at that and said, hey, we should do that? And finally, how is Shishido as a final boss? Really good, actually. I liked his motivation for fighting Kiryu, that being protecting the only thing he's lived his life for, being the Omi. I didn't like his theme, though. Felt kind of bland compared to what we got in the past. So, overall, good game. Thanks for watching. If I had to guess, you may be a Yakuza fan. If so, you should watch this video, which is about how this series got its start. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you even doing with your life?